Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the This Is the Music Meets Podcast, an independent podcast show that's dedicated to introducing you to rising indie and alternative artists from across the UK and Ireland. If you're new here, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any future episodes, and don't be shy, drop us a message. We would love to hear from you. Okay, then let's dive into it. This is episode 147. And I'm delighted to be joined by one of London's finest indie bands in Maze. Over the course of today's episode, we're going to be chatting about the band's first vinyl release, their forthcoming new single, live dates, and much, much more. So it is a very warm welcome to the This Is the Music Meets podcast to both Gary and Paul Hancock. Fellas, thanks very much for coming on. How you both doing?
Yeah, not bad, mate. And again, thanks for having us. Good to see you again, mate.
Yeah, same here. Not too bad. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you. And hello, everyone.
Yeah, definitely good to have you here. And I think the last time that I saw both of you, you would just come off stage at your headliner at the Water Rats. February, I think.
Gig?
Yeah, no. Yeah, obviously we played for me as well, but the one in this year, February. It was February,
sorry.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that was our first headline gig of the year. Then, first headline.
Yeah. So long. It seems, ages ago.
Oh, it really does.
It does, doesn't it? It seems, it does seem like last year.
Quite lit. Yeah, I mean, what was say about 5-6 months. So halfway through, I guess now. Obviously, it's great to have you back on the podcast, and obviously, Gary, we had you on here a couple of years ago, I think now. But for those that are interested, the link to that episode will be in the episode bio, and it's going to be up on the screen for those that are listening to this or watching, on YouTube. But I think it's fair to say it's a pretty exciting time to be in Maze right now. Obviously, you seem to be building quite a lot of momentum sort of in London, but sort of in the southeast as well. Kind of like then, how does it feel for you to obviously clearly being right at the heart of it, to see Maze growing over this sort of like last 12 months or so?
Paul, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's been amazing. I think what's shown us as well is like when we've obviously done the orders for the vinyl, the pre-orders and everything, and seeing all like the addresses where we're sending them. It's amazing. They were sending them to Scotland, Wales, all around the UK, and I think that's really blown our mind, isn't it, Gal? We've said that, haven't we? Just where they've all been going, and I think we even sent one to America as well, didn't we, Gal?
America, Germany. There's one in Germany. There's a couple going to Japan soon as well. But I think because Paul's on the spreadsheet, and I've been posting them out, and I'll say 70% of them are actually outside of London. A lot of them up north. Seems to have made a lot of noise up north lately. You say that the southeast for 12 months. We done the Joiners last year, and we're doing it, and because of that gig, it went so well. We're doing the Joiners this Saturday, so that went really well. And apparently, there's only a few tickets left. We done Brighton a couple of months ago, especially down south. We seem to have made a bit of noise down there as well. So we've got a lot of good friends down there as well.
Yeah. Well, it's obviously it's great to it's obviously great to see it and to hear as well, especially not just obviously like here in England, but obviously you're listing out Germany, Japan, America as well. It's obviously fantastic to see. We're gonna chat about the sort of the vinyl. I know and obviously Ziggy in a minute. But obviously, in recent weeks, you sort of seem as well to have sort of, I guess, I hate using this word, but I guess like upped your like social media game a little bit, through sharing snaps of, and snippets of either writing and recording sessions or, rehearsals, whatever it may well have been. But can you just sort of like maybe take us into, insight, give us a bit of insight into what one of those sessions may well be like, maybe like on the songwriting side, who's bringing the initial idea and how then does it evolve?
Well, I think especially on the social media side, I say where we've been busy. Like the last couple of months, I say we've been more busy recording the new stuff. So we're not in terms of gigs. We've not actually been that busy at gigs this year so far. But yeah, we've had more headliners. You know what I mean? So which has gone well, obviously. But so I say the social media side has become more important because we've not actually done that many gigs at the moment because we've been recording. We've used the social media side to keep in people's eyes, keeping people's faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, for instance, our last gig was back in April, which is like 3 months ago. But during that time, we've had 2 recording sessions, recorded 4 new songs, obviously with the vinyl stuff, and we rehearse like once a month. So we've used all that to do the video clips, the interviews, the TikTok, the Twitter. So I think it's basically keeping on that level of keeping in people's minds by, even though you might have a quiet time gigging, you're still doing the social media side of things. You know what I mean? So it's sort of a bit of give and take, on the the gigs bit. So the gigs go down a bit because you're recording and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you've also got, because you're all 5 of you together, you've got social media context anyway. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think Paul, would you say that?
Yeah, and I think it's nice showing things like when, the videos of when we're in the studio and when you're rehearsing, because that's a bit that I think people don't get to see sometimes, the bands doing that, when we even tried live streaming a rehearsal as well, didn't we, Gal? Our TikTok thing. I think 5 people watched it, but but I don't think a lot of people knew, but it was just to show, this is what we do behind the scenes. So even though we might not be gigging on a Friday and Saturday, we're rehearsing, we're recording, we're writing at home. I know you were saying a bit there about how the songs come together. And I think, Gary probably agreed with me here, one of us will write a song probably at home. I mean, I've personally myself, I use GarageBand to do my stuff. So I'll do, a drum loop on there, lay down the guitars, everything, just to get an idea of the song. To send to the band. I mean, I can't play bass as well as Ben does, and Ben will come up with a absolutely amazing, bass line. I can't sing as well as Gary does. He'll sing it lovely. It's just, you give it to the band, and it's like we're not precious over like you must play this bit like that. We trust each other that someone's going to do something really, really good in that, and then. We get to rehearse it, don't we, Gail? It's like one of the new ones we did when we cut a whole bit out the middle of it because it didn't work. And it was just like, no, when we played it together, like we went, that little bit there doesn't work. Cut it out, shorten it, just keep it going.
I think one thing I've always said about Maze is that every interview I've ever had, and everyone I've ever spoke to is there's just so much freedom in the band. Like, a song will come to the table and it'd be, well, that's your bit, that's your department. It's like 5 line managers. I mean, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But like Paul says, it's your department. You've got the freedom to try things, to do things, and I think that sort of goes well with Maze. And I think that's always been the case with us. You know what I mean?
Sorry, that keeps falling down there, so we'll turn it around the other way, and so hopefully it won't keep falling down mid-question. I think that's quite good, really, what you're saying there, because I think it obviously means then that everyone feels involved in what's obviously going on, and then when obviously we get to eventually hear it, everyone can go, well, yeah, do you know what? Actual fact, bass line, drum part, whatever it might be, that's actually me. That's not someone else telling me that you must, you must play it like that. So I think that's quite refreshing, actually.
And even so, and if you heard the demo from the original demo that Paul or the other Paul might put onto our WhatsApp group, the demo might sound not completely different, but a lot different to what the end song comes out. Because like Paul says, Paul will put something like a bit of bass down just to give us an idea, but then Ben will go and take it away and add his bass to it, and then so by the end of when the finished product is done, it actually probably does sound a lot different to the actual first original demo. You know what I mean? So
and and as we've said there, we just trust everyone. They know what they're going to do. When we were in recording, it was like, we're all sitting there just like, no, it's exactly, because I think we all know the songs. We all know our sound as well. We've rehearsed the songs, and then, and I just think you just go, I trust that person. And that's, I think, the biggest thing, they're going to do a great bass line. They're going to do great guitar. Al's going to smash it vocally. Martin's going to hit those drums lovely. And, and I think it's nice to have that. I think it is nice, you know.
Also, again, on the social media side of things, it also shows, you know, the process of it from when you first get there to, you know, seeing the producer set, the engineers set up, you know, plug some wires in. We do little videos of that all the way through to nearly, say, 8 hours later of a little clip of what we've done so far. And I think it shows people the process of actually a day's recording as well with the little 2-minute clips. I think that helps as well.
Yeah, sure, definitely. And obviously, let's dive in then to the new single. It's obviously a double A side vinyl release of I Know You Know and Ziggy. So what then made you choose those two tracks for the vinyl release, and do they mean anything in particular to the band at all from a, you know, like I guess either a lyrical point of view or maybe just why they were chosen?
Well, from, you know, obviously Paul, you know, wrote Ziggy. From my standpoint, I think both came quite easy in rehearsals. I think we seemed to grab it, seemed to have a bit of energy in rehearsals. That we both songs, literally 2 or 3 rehearsals, wasn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
And both songs seems to be done. And I think when we very first played it live, that, you know, the first 2 gigs, both songs were getting such a good reaction live. You know, I think there's a video clip of only the second time of I Know You Know, and people were singing the chorus already.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, you know, and then Ziggy Turn the Light On is, you know, after a while again, because it's, you know, it's like, I always call it a fishing hook. And I think Ziggy Turn the Light On, that chorus bit's got a fishing hook as well. And within a couple again, and I think the reaction of 2 songs coming into the set and having that kind of reaction in the first 2 or 3 gigs, I think, you know, it just made sense to me. Yeah, I mean, obviously Paul wrote the song, so Paul, what do you think of that?
Yeah, so yeah, I agree with Gal there. They, like, you know, these 2 songs, you know, we rehearsed them, they went straight into the set, we got them, and then, you know, we went to a new studio to record these 2 as well, and they came out absolutely fantastic as well, when they came out. And we've always wanted to do a vinyl. It's always been something we wanted to do, and these 2 songs came out, and they're, you know, they're the May sound, but they're 2 quite different songs, I'd say. And we just thought, you know what, I think these 2 songs would make a real good double A side, as like, you know, first thing we've released in a while as well, since I think last year. So we're going to do it on vinyl. Let's do something that really, you know, is going to make a bang, and is something a bit different and a bit, you know, it's still Maze, it's still the Maze sound, it's still there, but just something a bit different to what we normally do. And then we just went, yeah, we just came out with these 2 tracks, and we went, we love them. But, you know, this is exactly how we want to sound going forward now and everything. So.
Right, okay. And obviously, Paul, as you just mentioned there, obviously 250 copies of the vinyl, which I believe, I think I'm right in saying sold out in just sort of like a couple of days. So,
well, we sold 100 in a couple of days. Around about 150 have gone so far. So,
right,
you know, but, you know, to us that's amazing. We never expected that. So, you know what I mean? So, you know, it works out at the moment. We're saying like 1 a day at the moment. You know what I mean? But it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So, and again, like we said earlier, I've actually posted out from Glasgow down to Bournemouth. You know, from Pontypridd in Wales to Bristol. You know, it's just, you know, Yorkshire. You know what I mean? It's just absolutely everywhere. You know.
I'm glad you said that place in Wales, mate, because I wouldn't have a clue.
I don't know if you can notice, I've been sweating now.
Very well done,
as long as it wasn't that one with about 50 letters in it, whatever that, you know, the one that always show at the railway station.
That's all I can do, the goo goo gok at the end.
That's longer than me, you know that. That is longer than me.
And where, so you said you sold about 150 so far, so where can people go and grab one if they haven't got one yet?
Well, they can, you know, they can either drop us a DM on our Facebook page or anything, and we'll give them the details. Or
any social media page,
any social media. Or the easiest way is it's just £10 via PayPal, include your address, and it's Maze UK Music, isn't it, Gal?
Yep.
Maze UK Music at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So maysukmusic@gmail.com, £10 your address, and we'll send you one out.
Also, Mark, we're doing a bit of a competition as well. We're giving out,
Yeah.
putting stickers in every package, and we said the most craziest place for people to put stickers on, and then we're gonna like do a sign when the album comes out next year on vinyl. That's gonna be on vinyl as well. We're gonna like the 10 best stickers are gonna be the signed albums or or
Yeah.
some handwritten lyrics. So we've had one already in the church, which is a bit flipping. Weird. That was a bit weird. You know what I mean? Someone actually said the church amazed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a choir boy. No, I'm not a choir boy.
Brilliant, love. And I think as well that that obviously that's quite a unique I guess like marketing sort of like tool that you're using. But I think obviously as well that saying about they're going to potentially get a signed vinyl out of it as well. I think that makes people want to interact. Do you know what I mean with you on the socials, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, it was actually my fiance Amanda that came up with that, because she saw people like the stickers and people were sticking in places. She said, "Why don't you just do like a little competition with it?" It was like, okay, fair enough. That sounds like a good idea.
We've had one sticker of someone's on a wall, and as the camera pines up, it's the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of them so far. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Brilliant, great stuff. Well, yeah, look forward to seeing where where everyone else is going to be putting them up some crazy places, I'm sure. And obviously with it, you sort of I don't know what maybe like a launch party, maybe so to speak. Obviously at the Marquez, obviously in Covent Garden for those that aren't aware. So obviously, what was it like having your music played on vinyl in such an iconic London spot? Because I probably should just say for people that don't know, obviously the Marquez does a lot of live music, like a lot of acoustic sessions for for artists coming through, and also they do play a lot of indie sort of rock and roll sort of type music as well. Yeah, so for you boys, Gary, I'll come to you on this one first because I know you're in there, or you were in there quite a lot. Mate, I found that sound really bad. Sorry, mate. But yeah, I mean, what was it? What was like that feeling, knowing that this is that's me. I'm singing there, and I'm in me favourite watering hole.
Well, firstly, I've got a little hammock in the corner, so
He don't go home.
No, I mean, Tommy has been an absolute great supporter for bands like not just us, but unsigned bands. I think he had the Fredericks in there last night, didn't he? And he had the Claws in there the other week, or the Caros or something. You know what I mean? So doing acoustic. So he's been absolutely fantastic. So basically, because he has supported us, I just messaged him saying, "Tommy, look, we got your vinyl," and he said, "Why don't you?" And it was his idea. He said, "Come down on the Thursday, and bring your." And Paul got a flag done for him. So we went down there, and he had a picture of the flag on the counter, and done little videos of actually Paul and the other Paul putting their own songs on the vinyl on the Marquez. And I mean, and with me, I haven't actually got a record player, so it's the first time. It was actually the first time I heard the song. Yeah, it was actually the first time I heard it. I've got one there, and I can't play it. It's brand new. You know what I mean? But no. So no, he was brilliant. He played both songs. He let us done little videos, and not just let us. It was Tommy's idea to come down, and then even better, he opened up the bottle of bubbly, so we can have a little, have a little
Nice.
toaster. So he's I mean, all fan. Tommy does support bands like us, and so he was, and to do that was a nice surprise. We didn't expect it. We didn't plan it. I just texted him saying, "Look, mate, I'll bring your vinyl down for you," and he said, "Come down, we'll do a couple of videos and stuff." And it was his idea as well. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And Paul, what was like the reaction like to it from the punters in it? Was anyone coming up to you and asking any questions about it? Where they could get one from, or what they thought of the tunes?
To be honest, I was in too much in the days of You can always go up to Gary. They always joke. They always go up to Gary in there. I could be standing next to Gary in the pub, and they go, "Oh, it's Gary from Maze. It's Gary from Maze." I'm literally standing next to him. Go, I mean, you know. But anyway, oh, it's just the guitarist as well. Don't go, oh, yeah, all right, Paul. No, it was. I mean, to sit in there with all of the people that have played in there and all of the vinyl they played. Harry backed me up when I was putting my Ziggy on. My hands were actually shaking putting it on
Really?
because it was just not only am I on vinyl, not only is it going to be play. It was just it something so simple like that just means so much. I think that it's behind the bar now. Anyone can go in and ask for it to be played in there. Alongside everyone else they play, like all the bands we know that have got albums behind there as well. But then to all the bigger bands like Charlatans, but we're in the mix with them, and it was just lovely just to stand there and hear it being
Yeah.
played in there. And it was also really weird to be the other side of the bar as well, because normally I'm the other side. So, but then I just kept getting in everyone's ways. I'd make a useless barman, I think.
Mate, I'll make use as barman, because if you see the picture, you can just about see me, because I can't see how much.
So no pulling pints then from either of you.
No.
just drinking, please.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And obviously we're recording this podcast a couple of days before the digital release of I Know You Know. So for those Maze fans who haven't heard the song yet, what can they expect to hear?
I'd say it kind of, again, like Paul says, it is a Maze sound. I think you could, I don't know, I sound silly. It's a really good indie tune to me. I think it goes with a lot of what the modern, the latest bands are doing now. I think you could put it in with a lot of the a lot of the indie bands that are around at the moment. Like we've been sort of we've been compared to the Britpop sort of sound, which again we've always had that and we love it. But I think I Know kind of, I don't know, it kind of has that more of an indie, more of an indie, of a lot of the bands that are out at the moment. So I think it's got a vision. The riff is absolutely amazing, which Paul does on the lead bit. It's absolutely amazing. I think it just grabs you. It grabs the way it started. I think it just grabs you. I think it turns heads. You know what I mean? So, it's got to build up massive chorus. One thing I've always said about Bassam, he knows how to write a chorus. He builds these songs around the chorus, and I think I think this has got such a big chorus as well. So, yeah, I think it turns heads. I think it sort of gives it a modern indie sound. Paul, what do you think about it?
I'd agree with that. I'd just say it's a belter of an indie, like an indie summer tune as well. It's just got that feel to it. Not saying don't play it in winter, but it's just got that lovely summer, that summer feel to it. It's upbeat. It's just, it goes long. I mean, as soon as it came over, I think it grabbed all of us as well. It's just like, that's a tune. That's good. And I think when we were deciding, well, out of the ones, what's the first one? It's just like, I mean, I'd say I Know You Know, because it's a summer tune. It's a belter of a tune as well. So
I think it's the new. It marks the new era of Maze. We've gone back to a studio recording with a producer with all five of us there, rather than sometimes the old stuff was done bits at home and then sent it to producer. We've gone back to the buzz of having the five of us in the studio for 8 hours and then seeing it progress through the day. And I think that is also added. That is also added to, I say, the new era. This is the new era of Maze. The new songs, the new stuff. We've got this brand new producer called Alan. He's absolutely fantastic. He's got a studio in Surrey. We've literally, them two songs came out, it blew our minds. And I think now we've got him, and now we're going to do it this way all the time. We've got that consistency as well. So I think and with that and the vinyl, again, even though the gigs have been quiet, but with that, the way we're recording now with this Adam in the studio, with the vinyl release, we feel like we've gone up a level. If that makes sense. Even without the the big gigs, you know what I mean? Even though we've gone a bit quiet on the gigs, but it does actually feel like we've gone up a level,
Yeah,
But I mean,
sure.
to us, I mean, obviously I'm not comparing to anyone, but to us,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, definitely. Well, you can hear that. I think in the sound, and obviously just to echo, Paul, what you were just saying, that it for me it is a big summer tune. Definitely, you can hear that in there. It's obviously got quite a sort of like an uplifting melody as well in there, and obviously, Harry, as you said earlier, that chorus, straight away, bang, you hear it once, that's it. Second time it comes round in the song, you're gonna be joining in, singing along to it. So look, it's a great track. So yeah, congratulations on that. And obviously, good luck with the release when it comes out. It's obviously coming out. Well, it will be out actually by the time this podcast is finally published. So would have been out for a couple of days. So yeah, good luck with it, and obviously congratulations as well on another tune coming out. I think people are gonna be really, really impressed with it. So let's talk about live gigs because you've mentioned it earlier, Gary, because you've got a big gig this Saturday evening at the Joiners in Southampton. So what can fans expect from a Maze live show, and sort of how what's the mood like in the camp? Because obviously you've been alluding to earlier that obviously gigs haven't been as frequent this year because of the concentrating on the recording aspect of things.
well, I think, and then because of that, we've got a new sort of energy. Because obviously, with the way the two songs come out and the response to the vinyl, it gives you a boost now. You just want to get on stage now. You know what I mean? So, we had a rehearsal last week, and we've changed the set list around. I think what people can expect this Saturday is a rocky set. We've definitely gone for literally people going to be moving. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely, absolutely, definitely. So yeah, we've definitely gone for a more rockier set. Um, but yeah, I think after the little quiet break we've had, and and again the response to the vinyl, no one expected this response to the vinyl. I didn't expect it. I mean, I didn't expect it, and the attention on social media where everyone posts when people were receiving, they've been posting it on the we was getting 3 or 4 tags a day from people putting pictures of their new vinyl by their record player and stuff like that. And that in itself has been an absolute, it's been amazing. So, and then we got in the studio, we got in the rehearsal room last week, and I think we just can't wait now. Just 5 of us to get back on that stage, especially you played the 2 new songs.
Yeah, sure. And Paul, I'll come to you on this one because obviously still sticking with the live music theme, because I know that you are a massive, massive Beatles fan.
Just a bit.
And obviously earlier on this year, you obviously got to play at the Cavern as part of the Liverpool Mod Weekender. I bet that must have been very special.
And that's next year, Mark.
Oh, that's next year, is it? Oh, it's next year. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry.
No,
So
that's fine.
yeah. So how much are you looking forward to that?
I mean, as places go, it's a it's one of those tick off places that I
Yeah.
want to play, and I can't, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing any venue we play. We played some absolutely amazing venues as well within Maze, some great venues. But yeah, for me as a Beatles fan, to play at the Cavern where it all started, I can't wait. That's gonna be, I'm just gonna have to, compose myself when I get up there and just
Yeah.
say it's just a stage, Paul. It's just a stage, but and again, it's another place. You think of all the big bands that have played there, the big bands that have started there as well, not just the Beatles. You go there and you're just drenched in history in that city anyway. But yeah, that's going to be a good one. That I can't wait. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to go there myself a couple of years ago, or a bit more than that actually now, and it's incredible there. It really is, and you the I don't know what part they call it. but the sort of the first part that you go in, it's just absolutely rammed, and even out the back as well.
Back,
We'll have another stage as well in there. It's incredible. So look, I hope that goes really well for you next year. But you did do another mod weekender. I think it was called Mod A, didn't you, in Brighton? That was in May. That was this year.
Yes,
So yeah, that'll teach me not for looking properly. So how was that experience? You know, obviously again with the history, obviously of the mods and Brighton Beach and all of the rest of it that comes with that. What was that experience like for you boys being down there?
Yeah, again, we've had 2 or 3 gigs down there last year and a half, and I said earlier, we've actually built up a little bit of a fan base down that way. We had a good little turnout that day for a charity gig, and but we made a lot of friends down that way now. So and it's always such a good vibe. It's such a good, even without the mod thing, it is a good vibe anyway. Musically, you know what I mean. So uh, yeah, I really enjoy going down there. I do,
Yeah, it is. There is a buzz about Brighton, isn't
Yeah.
there? Which
Yeah.
I guess a lot, unless you've been there, you wouldn't know, right? Because it's sort of where it is. People generally just try to go to like the major cities, I guess, really, rather than don't always give that thought, despite the history.
Yeah. Yeah, you got little venues. You got little venues down there. You just walk into a pub and there'd be live music. There's actually quite a lot of live music down there. In the pubs and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a good little vibe down there.
good music scene down there, and as Gal said, it's just we always love getting invited to play down there because again, it's by the sea. You can have a bit of fish and chips if you want. Ice cream. It was nice before the gig. Rock and roll and all that. But it's lovely. We love playing down there. All the venues down there are really good. As Gal said, we've got following down there and things. So it's just love playing down there.
Yeah, sure. And obviously a little bit closer to home, you've obviously got a couple of gigs here in London. One at the Dublin Castle at the beginning of September. And obviously also as well which I think you're headlining that event,
Yeah.
aren't you there?
Yeah.
And also as well you're going to be supporting Holy Codes as well at the
In November.
Troubadour
Yeah.
in November. So what again, incredible lineup obviously with the Holy Codes and also as well with the gig at Dublin Castle as well. So what does it mean for you boys, for Maze to be sharing a bill because there's some incredible artists on both gigs.
Yeah, I mean, especially headlining that indie event to me is, I think it also shows how far we've come because, as you know, there's some 2 or 3 really good bands on that who are doing really well for themselves. You know what I mean? So, and the Holy Copes, we've sort of been in touch with them for about a year, following them year and a half. I talk to Scott sometimes. You know what I mean? He's a nice chap, and
yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I mean, he's doing a bit of a tour at the moment as well, isn't he? So he's doing well for himself. Again, you say about the mod thing, but we like to sort of, dip our toes in like the mod thing, the indie thing, as long as people want to listen to us. It's all sort of related anyway, isn't it? The indie mod thing, it's all sort of related anyway. But we do a mod gig. We go down Brighton and do the old mod thing, and then we support indie band on the indie scene like Holy Coves and stuff. I like the fact that we don't pigeonhole ourselves. Literally, we're a guitar band, and we play with anyone, any venue, and we're honoured to play with these sort of bands. You've known us a couple of years now, and everyone we talk to, when someone says thank you, someone shakes their hand, we are very, very grateful. We talk. I still keep in touch with the Skylight Boys. You know what I mean? All these bands. You don't just play with them and then that's it. You send them a message. You retweet their new song. You know what I mean? Or we've always done, and we'll always will. You know what I mean? So we're just happy to play with anyone really. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm probably one of the worst for it, but it always makes me laugh how quick people are to sort of say you're a mod band or you're punk band, and and when suddenly if there's a different sounding song, everyone's like, oh no, what's this? So I think I understand why people do it, but it's probably not always majorly helpful for people to do that. But hey, I guess that's just how it is.
You only got to listen to the vinyl. I Know You Know and Ziggy, as we said earlier, two totally different songs. You know what I mean? So, you know, it just goes to show, you know, what sounds good with us, we'll play it. And if it goes well, it suits well, we'll put it out there. You know what I mean? And we're doing mod gig. We're doing it. We're indie scene, mod scene up. You know, we're not bothered. We're just happy to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know?
and I guess as well, creating, which is probably the most important thing, but creating a buzz around Maze and and what's there. And I should just shout out as well, obviously Debbie Cooper of Cooper Concepts Gigs is obviously putting on that show at the Troubadour on November the 15th, and we'll put the ticket link for those dates that you've got coming up in the episode bio as well. So do please go and support live music, because it is so important.
When you hear about these venues shutting down, it's so sad, isn't it? You know, I mean, is it the one in the Lead Mill?
In Sheffield, that's.
I mean, wow, we never played there ourselves, but you know, the bands that have played there, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, so sad.
I think I turned up there once by accident.
I was going to Stoke and he ended up in Stoke.
I was there for a reason. I don't even remember. I'd gone up to see Arctic Monkeys. Were playing. Where are they playing? I can't remember. I think it might have been Dom Valley Stadium they were playing at. So I don't even know if it was the Lead Mill that I was in. I know I was in Sheffield City Centre at some point anyway on the night before. So I may have ended up in there. I've only been in there once, but I believe I've read somewhere that there's another music promoter, big company that are taking that over that space. So the good news is that obviously it's going to carry on as a.
So it's not shutting down then?
No, I think it's just that from what if I've got this right, that there's the old owners basically couldn't agree a new lease or something, and someone else has come along. I think he's got quite a few ventures, across the UK, and I believe that this group are going to be, turning it into something, well, maybe a little bit bigger, little bit better. So, hopefully that is the case, because, as you just said, it is a shame seeing all these different venues, closing down, and if people stop going, then there ain't going to be nowhere.
Yeah.
And we'll just end up with, pop charts everywhere, all over, all the festivals and everything else, as we know. And no one needs to see that. So on every This Is The Music Meets podcast, we ask our guests a series of questions that are sort of designed to be a little bit more sort of like light-hearted and help the listeners find out a little bit more about the artists that we are interviewing. So first of all, we've got a series of quick-fire questions just to get us started. I'm sorry, I should just say before I say this, if you want to elaborate on any of these responses, do please go ahead and do so. So the first one is vinyl or streaming?
Vinyl.
Yeah? Even though you've not got a vinyl player though, Gal?
I know.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Gal.
I've got no choice.
You just sit at home and smell them.
I actually go to bed and it's when we have a pillow.
What about you, Paul?
Vinyl. Definitely vinyl.
Yeah. And who would you say is the biggest mod in the band?
Oh God, that's between Paul here and Martin Gamby, the drummer.
Yeah.
I'll go Martin.
Probably Martin. Yeah,
I'll go Martin.
Yeah, probably Martin. Actually, because you two are probably our mods. Like I say, I won't class myself as a mod. Ben doesn't, and I don't think Paul Bassam. Yeah, I don't think he does either. We like the mod thing.
Yeah.
Say, this Paul here and Martin. We'll put they are the mods of the band. So
I'll go with Martin though, because he'll listen to this, and if I was to say me, he'd probably go what, and he'd probably throw a drumstick at me next time I see him. So we'll stick with Mark.
Yeah, put a banger in his.
Brilliant. So have you got maybe a pre-gig snack or a ritual before any gig? Obviously can't go without
jam donut.
I thought that was just a Friday thing, to be fair.
No, I haven't. No, not really, mate. No,
I
haven't myself. No.
No, not really. Not that I can think of, to be honest with you. No, I don't think there's something I do every time just before I go on stage. Obviously make sure I'm plugged in. But apart from that, it's the only ritual I've got, to be honest with you, is just to make sure I'm plugged in. But no, no, just sitting there thinking about it. It's not something I do before every gig.
You have a fag just before you go on?
No,
No.
I won't. No, but no, I won't do that. But beer, and that's about it. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so 3 words to describe Maze in 2025.
New, big. I can't think of another, wasn't it? What would you say, Paul?
I was just going to nick a Who one, meaty, big, and bouncy. That's what I was going to do.
We'll have that one.
We'll have that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Meaty, big, and bouncy. That's what we do.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Nice thinking. That's why you're the biggest mod in the band, Paul.
Don't tell mine that.
It's all right. I'll get away with it. And what's the one venue or maybe a festival that's on like the Maze bucket list that you'd love to play at some point in the future? Obviously, you've got the Cavern coming up, Paul.
Yeah.
That's obviously one clearly. But anything else on that?
I'd say Brixton Academy.
Oh,
not aiming too big, Paul.
No. There's no problem. I mean, I could have gone Wembley, Gal. I could have gone Wembley Stadium here. I could have gone Nebworth. I thought I'd row back a little bit and, just, give ourselves something to aim for. No, but Brixton Academy has always been one place that, because I've been to see so many great bands there, so many of my favourite bands there, I think it's one of the best venues in London. I do to watch bands. It's almost like, I think if I did that, you'd come off and you go, I think I've completed it. I think I've played Brixton, and you just go, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. It's so good. Obviously, that threat, didn't they, a couple of years ago of the closure. So it's really good that it's managed to stay open. Have either of you been there since it's reopened?
Yeah, I went to see Shed 7.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was fantastic. And the good thing is they've still kept a bit of nostalgia of the place. They didn't change it too much. You know what I mean? So as Paul says, it's an amazing venue. Yeah, amazing venue.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, Gary, is there a venue for you, or are you quite happy to aim for Brixton as well?
To be fair with me, anything that pushes us to a new level. I don't know. I'm always trying to get us on the festivals, and we haven't got a manager, we haven't got a label or anything, so we have to ask ourselves, so and we ask everyone, you know what I mean? So I'm happy to play at any venue that sort of is bigger than the last one, that kind of thing. It's like a step ladder, you know what I mean? Big steps. So any kind of venue really that's sort of is bigger than the one before, really. Supporting any band that's bigger than the one before. You know what I mean? It's I'm just happy. I'm just happy.
Yeah, no, sure, definitely. And if you could collaborate with one artist, who would it be, and how would you like that collaboration to be? Would it be like on stage, or would it maybe be in the studio and they get to play on one of your an upcoming single or maybe the album?
Well, I'll let Paul go first.
I mean, obviously there's McCartney, but then that's me going Wembley and Nebworth again, isn't it? So, but I'd actually say, because he's the singer of my one, like probably my favourite band of that era would be Simon Fowler.
Yeah, so good, so good.
Whether he would, if he's listening, he'd like to come and do some backing vocals and one of our tracks.
Yeah.
or whether I could just get up, play guitar with him or something. Yeah, I think Simon Fowler would be my one.
Yeah, no, class. What a band.
Yeah.
Incredibly underrated. But yeah, top band.
I'd have to say Noel Gallagher for me.
So Gary's going big.
I'm going big. I know. You know what he's like. He probably look and go, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I just, I don't know if you saw any of the stuff on Friday. There's a video going around of his backing vocals to Slide Away with Liam, obviously Liam singing. And I think with my kind of range, which is probably not too distant, not too, I suppose that kind of range like Liam's, someone like Noel who would back my vocals with that higher pitch. And obviously, and he's, and obviously I love Noel Gallagher's songs anyway. So I'd say if I had the chance, it'd be someone like him, I think,
Yeah, no, understandable. Yeah. What did you think of the stuff on Friday? Did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I've talked to a friend at work who just come back from Cardiff. He actually went to the gig. He's never seen him before, and he said he's a massive Fontaines DC fan. He's seen them quite a lot of times, and he said he went to see Oasis, and he said Fontaines there and Oasis up there, and he said that was the first time he see Oasis. You know what I mean? So I think that just goes to show the level. I think. I mean, I'm only going by the video clips and stuff on social media, but to me, it just sounded absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean?
Was you listening to the guy that kept doing "Yeah Boy" on that stream? Was that the one you were listening to?
No. It was more like the little highlights after the people putting videos.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Or the one who's doing the Shazam or whatever.
Oh gosh, don't! I couldn't believe when I saw that one. That was hilarious.
There was some. I mean.
He got Shazam. Oh my god!
Yeah, I know. It's but no, just I mean, it'll be honest. Like I'm going to one of the Wembley shows and everything, and I was.
He keeps on reminding me about this, Mark. He keeps on reminding me.
Yeah. Did I tell you that, Gal?
I'm going too, Gal.
You know what? Do you know what? I'm off.
Gal has left the chat. No, it was just and I was looking forward to it, but there was a little bit still in the back of my mind. Is like, should they have done it? Should they have just left it? I don't know. But then as soon as you saw, as soon as I saw the clips of them doing Slide Away, which is my favourite Oasis track, I think I've said to you before, haven't I? It's my favourite one. Yeah. I just thought, I'm all back for them. Come back, do an album, do 10 more albums. Come on. Let's have you back.
Well, it would be awesome, wouldn't it, if they did?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I must admit, I did really enjoy it, and it was still in shock. Obviously, like when it was announced and everything that it was actually happening, and then we won't get into the ticket fiasco.
No,
I mean, I tried half-heartedly. To be fair, I did think I was going to get one. I tried, and I always said, do you know what? I'll see him 3 times. I'll see him, as Paul says, you see him in the heyday, and you're thinking, should they have come back? And then for all these months, I've been all right about it. I've been calm about it. And I saw Fridays, and I just wanted to boot next door neighbour's cat. You know what I mean?
I still think the funniest comment I've seen there is that there were people, like some people said that they were complaining that they come out and they done song after song after song. Yeah. And you just think, I don't know what else you expected them to do. Dance, ballet, a little bit of circus performing. But it's like there are bands from back then. This isn't like, the acts of like Taylor Swift and things like that having a massive. They're Oasis. That's all they do. With a bit of, Liam, getting a bit gobby every now and then. It's what they do. That's Oasis, and then to go, they do song after song after song. It's like, oh, you don't want to go and see bands then. Bands might not be for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've literally made as you say, a whole 30 years. Well, on and off, obviously, but 30 years. That's what they've done. They're not going to suddenly come out on stilts or something like that.
That would be fun
on stage or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like, makes no sense. But weird comments. I think they maybe just not, as you say, bands. Rock and roll probably isn't for them. And finally, this is the final question. Come back to Maze now. Where would you both love to see Maze this time next year?
Supporting Oasis.
Just so Gary can see him. That's it. I love that.
Yeah. I probably still miss them. No, I might. I mean, personally, like when you asked me about the festivals and what gigs, I'm just happy for us to just trying to keep on pushing to that next step, and just see how far. I think we've, like I said, the vinyl release and the fact that we've got a new producer with a new studio and the sound that he's bringing out of us, we feel like we've gone up a level from this time 12 months ago. So just keep on going. Just hopefully just keep on going. But again, we haven't got no manager, we ain't got no label. we have to ask. We're asking people for support slots. We're asking people for festivals. It's just luck. A lot of it is luck. You know what I mean? You know. So just keep on doing what we're doing, and hope we do get that big gig or that big festival slot, or just keep on doing what we're doing, really.
Yeah, sure. And Paul, and anything for you that you'd like to see Maze next year?
No, I think I'd echo that with Gal. I mean, this time next year, hopefully we're, the second album will be out, and we'll be working on the third, I dare say. And I think it's just like Gal, maybe like to see us doing some good festivals next year, and just I think that's it with us, is just to keep on pushing, just to keep just trying to get that little bit better every time, play those little, those bigger venues, get some, nice support slots and things like that. That's where we, like to see ourselves, I think.
Yeah, wicked. Well, look, fingers crossed for you both, for not just for both of you, obviously, but for the whole band. You know what I think of you. I think you're a top band, great tunes. And obviously, probably more importantly above all of that is that you are actually generally a top set of blokes as well. So look, fingers crossed for you. Good luck as well with the single release. It's obviously coming out on Friday. I know and hopefully we get the rest of those vinyls shifted as well. So people go and buy them. Link to that is in the episode bio. But before I do let you both go, could one of you be so kind as just to let the This Is the Music listeners know the social media platforms that they can find Maze on?
But just Maze, isn't it? Yeah, just Maze. On Facebook, we are. Instagram, it's Maze. That's Maze UK Music as well, isn't it, Gal?
Yeah.
Yeah, Maze UK Music. We're on TikTok as well, Maze Music, and Twitter as well. So we're on everything across the board you can be.
Brilliant. Look, great stuff. I'll put those links in the episode bio as well, and obviously along with the link as well to go and stream the new single, I Know You Know. Paul, Gary, thanks again for coming on. Great guest. I've really enjoyed that.
Mate, thank you for having us, man.
I wish Maze all the best luck in the world, and look forward to trying catching you up.
But one thing I always say, every interview I've ever had or podcasting I've ever done is, if it wasn't for people like yourselves, we're so grateful for people like yourselves, to help us out. You know what I mean? So so a massive thank you to you as well, mate. You know what I mean, for having us, for the support you've done for us and all the other bands as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, Paul, go on.
No, I was just going to echo that. It's the way you do support all the new bands coming up, and playing all the music and just really get behind them. Brilliant. It's and thanks for that.
Thank you both very much for your kind words. It's an absolute pleasure. Rock and roll, indie, it's never going to die.
No.
So we'll be there all the way supporting, and good luck with everything with Maze, and catch you very, very soon.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
And all that leaves me to say is to thank everyone for watching the latest This Is the Music Meets podcast. Please subscribe so you never miss out on any brand new episodes. And if you are loving the podcast, I would love to hear from you. So do please leave a comment. If you are listening to this episode on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, then stay tuned, because at the end of this episode, you'll be able to hear I Know You Know by Maze, which is out now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for another This Is the Music Meets podcast. And remember, the future is bright, the future is indie.